What's good, YouTube? Once again, it's your boy OG Hollywood coming to you live from the Dayroom to your living room. The Ferguson Chronicles, better known as Dayroom Talk, where we keep it nothing but real, nothing is scripted. However, but before we get started, I always have to tell you just a little bit about me. Did 10 years on that Ferguson Unit, ran up and down those hallways, ran in and out of those child halls. However, today we have a guest on the show by the name of Blue Hands. Blue Hands is recognized throughout the system. Blue Hands is here today to tell his story. Without further ado, let's tap in with Blue Hands, please. What's good, Hands?
Hey, what's up, OG Hollywood?
Oh man, I'm just tapping in with you, man, to see what you got going on, man. And trying to catch up with you, see where you're at from where when you was locked up to where you're at now. Although I never had a chance to meet you personally, I've heard a great deal about you. And for me to hear about you like I've heard about you, that tells me one thing. You are who you are, and that's a stand-up guy. But before we get started, I'd like to say I appreciate you for allowing me to interview you today, bro. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you too, Hollywood, allowing me to put some realness out there in the universe, man.
So without further ado, man, let me ask you this, man. Tell the viewers a little bit about you, man, and what led to your incarceration, bro.
Well, first and foremost, man, born in Galveston, Texas, G County, raised in Port Arthur, Texas, land of the trio, man. Y'all know what it is. Small town, you know what I'm talking about? Down south, southeast on the Gulf Coast. Coming up in Port Arthur, the streets of Port Arthur, Texas, man, it was either, you know, you're gonna go to school, be a honor roll student, you know, doctor, nurse, lawyer, athlete or something, or you gonna be in them streets, man. You know what I'm talking about? And as far as myself, I was a pretty smart kid coming up in school, throughout school. But at the same time, you know, I had street role models because my father wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? My mother raised 6 kids on her own, so you know, for those who familiar with that type of upcoming, y'all know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, you know, my role models was in the streets. So I went to school, was good in sports. You know, I did it all, but you know, at the same time, I was picking up what I picked up in them streets as well, and in the environment that I was coming up in. You know, being around the older peers, my cousins, they partners, you know, and I adapted to, you know, the wicked. Yeah, I adapted to the wicked ways, man, instead of, you know, staying on the right path. But back in 1993, back in 1993, man, me and a couple of my partners, man, we got doing what we doing. You know, I was in the street selling drugs or whatnot. We in the neighborhood, shooting balls, hooping and whatnot, and my victim pulled up to the park. But me and my partners was there, and we was supposed to make a little transaction or whatnot, and one thing led to another, and ended up catching a murder case, you know. Making a long story short, part of murder case, killed a Caucasian guy. And, you know, after that, you know, I got away for a few hours, you know how they go, and birds went to singing, and, you know, I got picked up that same night, a couple hours after about 4 hours after I did it, and after that, it was history, man. You know what I'm saying? Man told my mother, we got him now, you know, and he gonna be gone for a long time. And man, you know the results of that, man, 20 years, man, incarceration.
So let me ask this, so what unit did you first hit once you was sentenced to TDC?
Oh, leaving TYC, I hit Clemens Unit. I hit Our Red Unit, Our Park, Texas, by Wichita Falls. I hit Our Red. But by me being 17, when I came into the system, you know, they had just crunked up their youth offender program on Clemens Unit in Missouri, Texas. So they ended up shipping me over there to Clemens Unit.
What was it like getting off the back end at that Clemens Unit?
Oh, man, you know, I already was writing a couple of my partners, man, that was in TYC with me. You know, we kept a line of communication. You know, they called, you know, lacing us up.
Yeah.
You know, they felt like we was going to come to the big high. They again is the game. Then, you know, when you come down here, this what you look for. Woo, woo, woo. So, you know, my partner, Amp, from Dallas, he used to write me all the time. You know, Lace felt a couple more of my other partners from PA. And matter of fact, when I pulled up on the unit, it was me, one of my partners from San Antonio, Trey 57, my partner C-Love, you know Lil Kiwi in Hollywood.
Yeah, I know Kiwi.
Yeah, me, Lil Kiwi, and me, Kiwi, Pee-wee, and Lil Amy, two bloods from Austin. We all pulled up together. You know, we on the Bluebird, and you know, we all talking about, man, we going to Clemens on it. We been hearing about it. You know what I'm saying? They rocking and rolling. So, you know, me and Kiwi, we been bonded from TYC. Like, we real close. Like, to this day, that's my brother. I consider him my brother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we got it understood. Like, bro, look, when we pull up, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? However they come, that's how we coming, bro. But first and foremost, we gonna get our chill on. You know, we was on some chill shit. We gonna go chill, man, and, you know, see what it do. So, shit, soon as we pulled up to that back gate, you know, Fields was turning out for the second part, and, you know, they was going out twice a day. They was turning out the second part, second half. And who we see? We see him, Harvey Hughes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, a lot of cats we knew, they went to hitting us up and all this. So, you know, I'm like, damn, here it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we see I'm like, cuz y'all gonna lace them boots up. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. I'm like, straight up? He like, yeah, it's going down and shit. He wasn't bullshit. It was going down. You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about when you finally made it inside the building and finally made it to your final destination, right?
Right.
What took place when you got there, inside that day room?
Well, let me start right here, Hollywood. When we went in, you know, we got our chain bags. They take us to the child house first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we went to child. And when we went in the child house, you know, it was a bunch of tension in that mug. So I'm like, dang. So I told Kiwi, we call him C-Love. I told Kiwi, though, I'm like, bro, you got your eyes open? Yeah. I'm on game. So we go through the line. And, you know, this boy's mean mug. And, you know, I don't know if they were trying to intimidate us or what. You know what I'm saying? They mean mug. We laughing at them, though, you know. So when we get to the floor, get our tray, get to the floor, get on the table. This other little cat we knew from TYC from Austin, Crazy Great. Called him Crazy Great.
Yeah.
He come through. You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, y'all know it's going down. And I'm like, what's up, Lace? Yeah, man, woo. So anyway, the Crips and the Bloods was getting into it. So Crazy Great, he was already on the mission. So he say, man, I'm finna handle something right now. Y'all finna see it. So I'm like, what you about? I'm like, what's really happening? What you finna do that at? So anyway, it was this blood cat, Lil Bubba Dick from Dallas, one of the stand-up bloods I know from the system, man.
Yeah.
Bubba Dick, East Dallas, man. Crazy Great scarred him, hit him with a bucket of hot water, you know what I'm saying? Knocked the skin off his face, you feel me? I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I said, they really, you know, they really on it then. So we go back, we get up out the child house, you know, they went to screaming, you know, she went to going on, we get up out there. I said, come on, Lord, let's go. We finna go to the Wayne, get away from this shit. So we shoot to the Wayne, and we on the block with Bubba Dick now.
Yeah.
So I say, you already know what this means, you know what I'm saying? It's for the come to us, you feel me? So I get to the wing, you got Kryptonite over there, Robert Hockey. Shout out to Robert Hockey, my boy, one of my inspirations, man. And Kryptonite over there, a couple of more partners that we knew that I was coming on the chain. They already knew I was coming. So Kryptonite shot me a kite. You know, he laced me up what was going on. And, you know, like, man, keep your eyes open. You got to watch such and such, such and such. So I'm like, big. So we kite shoot. They done locked it down. We on B-roll. You know what I'm saying? B-roll is one of the hardest wings on Clemens, young. Anybody who was there, they know about that B-wing. B-wing like G-wing on first.
Yeah.
You know, the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, that went down. So, you know, as soon as I got there, boys went to Bubba Dick now, shot me a kite, and, you know, they say somebody wanted to look at me, and I always hear L Dog. And so I'm like, hey, you know, when we go to the Dayroom, man, it's whatever, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we get out there, it didn't even turn out like that. You know, we chopped it up or whatnot. And they really wanted somebody to look at me, but they couldn't find nobody who, you know what I'm saying, was willing to get out there. Cause you know, like I say, they already knew about me before I got there. Blue Hands, man, he got some, woo, 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 woo. So you know how it is, Hollywood. You know, you got people that they got some too. Like them two cats there, I can't take nothing from them. They were hard hitters. L Dog and Bubba Dick. But you know, you got them ones that, you know, if they got that reputation, they scared to lose it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I told, I ain't him. I ain't scared to lose no fight. I ain't saying I'm gonna win every fight. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta get out there, I'm out there, man. Just tell them when and well. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they end up like, nah, we cool, we ain't on that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that was a bunch of game, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how it go.
Yeah.
But I ain't filed for it though. But anyway, we never got into it. Me, L Dog, and Bubba Dick, we never got into it, you know what I'm saying? We didn't cross paths, shit didn't happen between Crips and Blood, but we never got into it, you know what I'm saying? And, but it was, I ain't gonna lie, man, Clemens Unit, back then, you know, they have a nigga walking on eggshells, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cause they were popping shit out for any little thing over there. You know, boys dying, and you know, it was crazy. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the name Blue Hands. Meaning, when did you acquire the name Blue Hands?
When I was in the state school. Blue Hands, the blue came from being a Crip and the hands came from having hands.
So
that's why I'm a Blue Hands.
Okay. So you was already established, like you said, in TYC.
Right.
So the Blue Hands followed you all the way to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Right.
Okay. So when did you arrive at that Ferguson Unit?
2007. I got on Ferguson 2007. I got shipped for a cell phone case on Clemens.
So
but,
go ahead.
But you know, I was always a cat, man, that, you know, I was a human sponge. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I was, you know, all my partners, a lot of my partners right now, they in their 50s, and you might know some of my partners, they was on Ferguson way back in the gap, but yeah, I was raised by the old outcasts, you feel me? So when I went in there, like I said, I was on that game, though, because that's what I knew at that time. I didn't know I could go to the penitentiary and, you know, break abroad, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't know the money was good and that like that. So the moment they grabbed me, they like, man, look, I had a partner from Cali, man. And he used to tell me, he say, man, look, man, you put that energy into the game, bro, you gonna take flight, you feel me? I'm like, what you mean? You know what I'm saying? He say, man, you a stand-up little cat, you silent, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta let them niggas have that, man. You done done yours, you respect what you in it for, you feel me? Yeah. But I'm so loyal, you know what I'm saying? And I had partners that wasn't stand-up guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And by them being a reflection of what I represent, this shit, that automatic brings me in. You see what I'm saying? I couldn't stand. I was one of them dudes that, you know, I want the tank boss.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was me. I can't stand to see a nigga press another, you know, individual in my presence. And I'm like, I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Even with my own partners. You know, anybody that know me, they gonna tell you, man, that's Blue Hands. You know what I'm saying? He always been like this. So, you know, that's how that was. But then, you know, like in 2000, 2001, I started slowing down on the gang shit.
Yeah.
Once I got a swift of the real game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And man, I'm talking about I took off and took over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, when I say I had it my way on Clemens, you know what I'm saying? It was like, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But it's evil because if they know me, if they been there, they gonna tell you, yeah, it's no cap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I ended up getting out. You know, my seller snitched on me. You know what I'm saying? He caught a little weed case. He snitched on me, told him I had a phone and this and that. They came, shook me down. I ain't find the phone, but then he ended up telling them where it was, you know, the type of game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got shipped out Clemens after 10 and a half years. And they sent me to Ferguson. But, you know, I was also one of them cats, Hollywood, that I did a lot, but the record couldn't reflect it.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So all through that shit, if I can get away with it, you know, I don't care what you say about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, let the record reflect.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, you know, I was on Clemens 10 and a half years and had one case. Yeah. And that was that final case. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? When people was hearing my name, they running down, but I'm shaking them.
Yeah.
Every time they pull up, they nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't keep nothing where you lay your head at. You know how that go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I go to Ferguson, and you know, when I got to Ferguson, and you know, I got to that back gate, it was a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got there, it wasn't like it was when you was there or when you got there. You know what I'm saying? They was gladiating over there, but it wasn't just, you know, like you come through that back gate, you gotta be all uptight and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I came on the unit, you know, I hit the highway and with Miss Curtis, you know, the property lady, she walked me chain and shit, so to UCC, I see a bunch of people I knew from Clemens. I'm like, damn, I'm right back at home, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But a lot of niggas saying, like, man, what's up, hands, woo, woo, woo. But in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna do nothing over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the attitude I had when I hit Ferguson. I was already chilling on the bang, and you know, I was doing my Islam thing. You feel me? You know, I'm Muslim, so when I got over there, you know, I seen all that. They Blue Hands, woo, woo. I'm why these niggas so happy, you know what I'm saying? But they know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You know, I got over there, Major Brewer was the major in UCC. Miss Howell, she wasn't there when you was there, but she from Port Arthur. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That on us. You know, I go in there, they was trying to send me the closed custody. So, you know, I worked the mouthpiece shit. I'm like, man, look, I understand the seriousness of this cell phone situation, man, but y'all gotta hear my side of the story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see I got a case for it, but man, that ain't the case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, man, let that record reflect, man. You think you gonna get a man I ain't never caught a major case or a case period that's gonna catch a cell phone case? I say, come on now. I understand what, you know, they see I'm on game filing. I say, they just were trying to get me out the way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know, if y'all be honest with yourselves, y'all know how the system is. Now, Major Brewer didn't know that. This lady knew me from Port Arthur. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
she my side, and he said, I tell you what, I'm gonna give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? They send me the population. They say, but if you do anything, your ass going to close custody. You know what I'm saying? But I know how to come big.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know how to stay out the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So shit, I went to G Block, you know, got over there. And the Dayroom was wide up, routed. You know, I seen cats I knew from Clemens who was my arch rival. You know, Bloods and, you know, all that. So I'm like, okay, let me go in this day room, get this over with. You know what I'm saying? But I went in the day room, they wasn't on this. You know, everybody that grew up. They like, man, Hands, I know you probably think we tripping, but nah, we ain't tripping, baby. You good. They the ones laced me up.
Yeah.
On the Rips ain't laced me up.
Yeah.
They laced me up. Little Texas City J, Blood J, you know, he was my main rival on Clemens.
Yeah.
He laced me up, you know, he gave me out. He's like, man, look, this how this going over here, woo, woo, woo. And everything he told me was authentic, man, and I appreciated him for that. And you know, Blue J and them, they all came hollering because, you know, they been hearing about me. And, you know, I told them, I'm like, man, you know, I'm chilling. I forever got my suit on. I'm chilling. I ain't on that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about respect with me, man. A nigga respect me, I'm going to respect them, period, point blank. But I ended up building relationships and bonding with cats over there. You know what I'm saying? You know how they go. That's really like a blessing and a curse because you're going to meet some real cats. You feel me?
So,
and when I
let me ask this, Hands. So, not to cut you off, but going in and out of those day rooms, right?
Right.
And just like you said, you ran across a lot of blood dudes and you thought it was going to be something else other than what you thought it was going to be, right?
Right.
Give me and the viewers some of those guys' names right to this day that you met in that day room, that you still bond with today or that you were bonding with back then, to let you know that the Ferguson Unit had reached another level. It went from physical to being mental. Give us some of those guys' names that you bonded with.
Well, the first one is Ice and Mike. East Dallas Ice and Mike. Know what I'm saying? You know, me and Mike, we had our little, you know, situations on Clemens on it. You know, it was one of them things that man, I think I can whoop Hands, but you know, he ain't never tell me that, but he used to tell other people that. And the Laws used to be like, man, what's up with you and Mike? You know how that goes.
Yeah,
the Laws trying to you know what I'm saying, get at it, but it never happened. But when I got there, Ice and Mike, he seen him in the hallway and he like, nigga, you know what it is. And I told him, nigga, you know what it is, you feel me?
Yeah.
But then he fell out of place. I was meeting cousin, came to T-Block one day. And you know, when he came over there, I'm like, shit, this what it is then. But he didn't come over there to get at it. He came over there to talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, you know, man, this ain't for me and you. You know what I'm saying? Man, you bigger than this here. Woo, 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 woo. You know? That shit old and this and that. So, you know, I embraced it. Plus, you know, he was doing this Islam thing too. And he one of them, Jay, Texas City Jay, rest in peace, Bar Reed. You know what I'm saying? Bar Reed, you know, that Bar Reed been my boy since he walked through the door. That his first down Clemens, I put him under my wing, gave him the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I taught Bar Reed a lot, man. And you know, and who else was up? It's a couple of more that I ran into, man. Oh, yeah, them the main three though. Them was the main three.
So let me ask this, Hands. As you know, we see it today, I can see the transformation from, as I always say, from boy to man. How did you prepare yourself mentally on an everyday basis, knowing that guys wanted to physically challenge you, but was afraid to come to you? How did you prepare yourself on a mental every day just to interact with those same guys that wanted to try you, but at the same time didn't want to try you?
Man, on the cool, like, and you know, I'm like that to this day, Hollywood. It's like, I feel like this here, man, when you got an individual like that, who you know feels some type of way about you, man, they lose. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm on a whole nother level, you know? And like I say, when I got over there, I had a made up mind. I wasn't even on that time, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can have it, like, but if you gonna challenge me, then I'm up for the challenge. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about no gang stuff. Don't let it be about no gang stuff, none of that, because I don't want no problems if that's what it's about. You feel me? Because that ain't the time I'm on.
Yeah.
Now, if you feel like you just wanna get at me because you still dumb, deaf, and blind, and you still on that time, then hey man, I'm gonna give you what you want, or you gonna give me what I want. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I was with it. You know, but I ain't never been the one to push my weight around and none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what kept a lot of cats out balance, like, cause you know you got them type of guys.
Yeah.
You know they got some. They running around, they head up, chest out, you know, up and down, and you know what I'm saying, all in the day room. You know, I seen all that up over there on Ferguson, but I used to just sit back, man. You know what I'm saying, and stay out the way. Like I done seen so much over there, like. And it used to be crazy, but I knew how to stay out the way.
Yeah.
You know, if it ain't in my lane, then shit, hey, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? It was about elevation with me, man.
So, speaking of elevation, man, what, since you're in society now, what keeps Blue Hand focused and move it in a positive way so that you don't return back to TDC?
Man, first and foremost, man, that ain't where I want to be, Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? You know, it started with me. That ain't where I want to be. That ain't a place for me. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't wish that on nobody else either. But you know, after that, I got 2 kids, man, a 5 and 7 year old. You know, that I came out here and made, man. So. You know, I got to do it for them. You know what I'm saying? I got to be here for them. You know, if God say the same, you know, I'm going to be here, you know. And so far, God been protecting me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I just stay out the way, man, and keep it righteous at all times. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for anybody that, you know, that's listening and looking, man, who think it's hard to stay out here still alive, it's not, man. You know, I was watching the interview with Suge, OG Suge. Shout out to OG Suge, man. That's one of my ones right there, man. Much respect for Suge, man, because he had it for me. You know what I'm saying? And like Suge say, man, hey, man, I stay out the way. You know, don't nothing concern me outside of what ain't around me or with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Meaning men minds, man. Don't nothing else concern me. See, I came out here on it though, like, man, we had a whole movement, Hollywood. You know, I fell in line with the Ferguson guys. You know, a lot of Ferguson guys. We had a big movement out here in Houston, man, and it was a beautiful thing. You know, I'm still locked in with a lot of fellas though, but you know, a lot of them I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, the penitentiary is different than the streets. You know, the lords and boys possessed in prison, they get in this world and they a whole nother person. You see what I'm saying? So I had to learn that the hard way. So I just stay all the way out the way now. I stay all the way out the way, man. I came out here, man, and I ain't gonna lie, I was fortunate and blessed to obtain a lot of things. And, you know, I really did everything I said I was gonna do when I was in prison. And I'm still going, you know what I'm saying? You know, I didn't accomplish things that some people never gonna accomplish, and still dreaming about accomplishing, but and doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? It's just the blessings God bestowed upon me, man. I guess, you know, that righteousness pays out, in other words. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, you do good, you gonna get it.
So let me ask this. So I know we all have our differences in opinions, our differences in struggles. Since you've been free, Hands, give me some of the struggles and the challenges that you've been through, man, and how did you overcome those struggles and challenges?
Struggles and challenges, man. I done been, all right, first and foremost, I done had my struggles, man. Like, you know, I came home, like I said, I got straight to it, working in the plants. I was blessed to get my TWIC card, got in the plants, running my bag up. You know, I was married, had my 2 kids. You know, I'm living a good life. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I want to do when I want to do it. Traveling, I'll live. You know, and I had a small setback after 6.5 year relationship, marriage. You know, when I divorced or whatever, that was a little setback. But my head got shot. That was a challenge. You know, when I got shot or whatever, and cause me being who I am, and I'm like, damn, you know how I go. You know, I'm thinking retaliation and woo woo. So it took a lot out of it. You know what I'm saying? Not to retaliate. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, you know, I say I got faith. I say this when I believe, and I say this what it is. So I'm gonna leave it to the man. You feel me? And that's what I did. That was one of the hardest things for me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, if I do this, then shit, I'm gonna be out of there. My kids ain't gonna have a father. You feel me? You know, God blessed me to survive that little shooting or whatever. You know, me being shot, you know, because anything could have happened from that. But I survived it, you know, and that was only through the grace of God. So shit, that was my way of, you know, showing my appreciation to the higher power. You feel me? And shit, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Every day is a struggle in Hollywood. To be honest, I don't care how good you doing, man. It's gonna be something or some kind of situation, man, that gets in the way. You know, like I done been through a lot of stuff, man. Like I done been challenged by the youngsters out here. You know, I'm talking about it'd be crazy, man. And you know, I don't do nothing but try to give them the game like it was gay to be. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they don't understand that. Like, these youngsters out here really lost, man, and it's saved. But, you know, I done been, you know, all kind of youngsters that seen me and just came charged me up, and nigga, I'll whoop you and whoop, because of the things they done heard. And, yeah, man, I'm like, man, look, you got it. You feel me? You got it. But that really be challenges to me because of who I am and what I know I can do. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, I just keep it pushing, man, because I know the result of that is either gonna be you gonna kill me for whooping you, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna either go back to jail because you tried to kill me and I killed you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the challenge is coming out shape, form, and fashion back there these days. You know what I'm saying?
So during that time in TDC, man, give me some of the main lessons and the attributes you use today, man, that you brought back with you that's gonna be a part of Blue Hands until he departs this earth.
You say some of the attributes in the what?
And the lessons that you learned during your stay in TDC that you still use to this day.
My main one, man, and my strength, my biggest strength, man, is that mind over matter tool, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, you know, prison is just a free world within the walls. You know what I'm saying? Same thing go on in here, go on out there, in there, you know. So mind over matter with me, man, and that with mind over matter, mastering patience, and my discipline, man, that I, you know, develop in prison. You know, them the main things keep me afloat to this day, and I'm a forever the well on that and stand on that, you know, to the death day.
So, big shouts out to you, man, for getting past the gang life, man. Big shouts out to you, man, because some man can't go from point A to point B without sometime in point in their life reflecting back on point A, which would be going backwards and introducing themselves to the gang life again due to the fact because they're being challenged. And I want to say, like I said, man, shout out to you, man, for maturing in that, you know, in that aspects in your life, man, and understand that you was a man before you was a crip.
Right.
And I'm glad that you understand that. And what I like for you to do, man, is for anybody that is misunderstood by Blue Hands, the man today, I'd like for you to display from a mental standpoint to let them know how they can better understand you.
Shit, I mean, you know, if you possess understanding, then you know you just look at the word righteousness, man, and the definition of righteousness, man, and you understand me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real righteous brother. You know, and with that, man, I feel like that's why they came so far in life, period. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hey, if you can think righteousness, you can think me. You know, I really ain't got to describe it, Hollywood, if they know what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can put it, man. Just to keep it brief and sweet.
So for any individual, as far as from a youth standpoint, that might be watching Blue Hands excel from TYC all the way to prison and become who he is today, what would be your advice to anybody that's watching you right now that might be headed to TYC all the way to TDC? Give them your secret for success and to turn their life around from your standpoint and your opinion.
Well, first of all, if you know you already in a situation and you is facing incarceration, you know, I would suggest that, you know, when you do go down TYC, TDC, wherever you go, man, apply yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's all about applying yourself, man. And what I mean by that, man, education is elevation, man, on all levels. You know what I'm saying? Find yourself, man, spiritually. Get your education. You know, it's free. I don't know if it's still free. It's still free, Hollywood?
Yeah, it's still free.
Yeah, get your education, man. Get you some trades under your belt. You know what I'm saying? And hey, man, depend on God, man, the real OG, you feel me? And don't and stay in your lane and not others, man. Then you'll be all right. Don't fall victim to your environment, because it's easy to. You know what I'm talking about? And you get lost in the system, man. You gonna stay there a long time, man. I was once lost in that motherfucker, man.
So, what was the feeling when Blue Hands found out he was being released into society? What was your feeling?
Man. Hey, man, she.
I'm talking about.
I was full of tears. I was full of tears, OG. You hear me?
I'm talking about a man of your stature and your reputation.
I broke down, man. I broke down, and you know, I ain't gonna lie though. It's like, you know, I knew spiritually, from a spiritual standpoint, that I made myself a parole. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that was the one. And how I knew, man, me and the Garcia lady, the commissioner, man. You know, I caught that first, I was one of the first ones to catch that 20-year mark wave where you see the commissioner, you don't see the parole officer no more. You know what I'm saying? So I knew when I got a chance to sit down with that commissioner, man, like, you know, it was crazy because I broke down talking to her and she broke down from me talking to her. You see what I'm saying? And I knew then, you know, like I know what that meant. You know what I'm saying? She the head commissioner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that time, you know, I had just caught another case on Ferguson in 2012. I went to SEG. I was the field SSI. You know what I'm saying? And Vote motherfucking ass, man. He found a cell phone charge in a Kool-Aid tank and got a nigga cell phone case. So, you know, I took with stride, you know. Kept the faith, kept it pushing, done my little year in SEG, done my little 3 months on closed custody. Got shipped to McConnell, done them 3 months on medium custody, went to population, man, and hey, came up in 2013 and man, God freed. You know what I'm saying?
Once again, real life people, real life stories. Ferguson Chronicle, where the transformation can happen if you apply yourself and find your purpose in life. Resources will come. So let me ask this, hand. So, like I do at the end of my show, I always let the person I'm interviewing close the show out on his note, give a shout out to whoever you want to give a shout out to, man. So at this time and point, man, I'd like to let you close the show. But before we get to that, man, once again, I'd like to tell you, man, that I'm proud of your growth from a boy to a man, man. And God has a lot of blessing on your life. And most of all, you're blessed and highly favored, man, as a man in society, man. So with that being said, man, I'll let you close the show on your note, man. That in which way you ever choose to.
Yeah, first and foremost, I would praise to Allah, man. He is Akbar. And I want to tell you, OG, man, keep doing your good works, man, and you know, building up these good deeds, because that's what that is. You feel me? This show good deeds, this show charity, man, to the community. You know, by you bringing us up on your show or whatnot, man, it's considered charity for you. You see what I'm saying? Because you giving them this real life stories, man, and you know, we putting it back into the universe. Well, you put it through the universe with the internet or whatever, which is the best way. Because, you know, everybody lives on the internet these days, you know. And I want to give some shout outs, man. Like I say, OG Suge, man. Shout out to OG Suge, man. Big Papa Stopper, you know what I'm saying? Free my boy Ronald Lee, man. Malvo, you know what I'm talking about? 50-50. Joe Black. You know what I'm talking about? You know, it's really too many to name, man. But, man, y'all stay up, man. If y'all tuned in, y'all know, you know, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you, man, a long way, man. And, man, for all y'all who tuned in, man, y'all keep tuning in. Because y'all gonna keep getting that straight drop, man. And anytime, Hollywood, you hear me? Anytime, man.
Once again, real life people, real life stories. The one and only Ferguson Chronicle, bringing it from the day room to the living room to the streets. Blue Hands, keep up the good work, man. May God bless you and anything you touch and around you, bro. From me to you, much love and much respect, man. Salute.
Salute, bro.